Hakadosh Boker Or Masechet Nazir Daf Nun Zayin Amud Aleph 57a1. We are on the Gemara, which that's how the Daf starts, and it says over here like this. So the Gemara has a doubt in the words of Rabbi Eliezer and Rabbi Yoshua that they said Ken Amru Halacha, but we cannot learn from it from a Kal V'chomer. So so they asked the following question: is the Kavanah of Rabbi Eliezer and Rabbi Yoshua she'etzem keseora is Halacha Moshe Misinai? It doesn't mean that the etzem keseora, which means that a Nazir is going to come and shave off all his hair for an etzem, for a bone, which is like the seora size. If he's going to touch or carry, right, which is magal masa, right, the etzem keseora is halacha Moshe Misinai. V'revi'it adam, the halacha of the revi'it adam, that a quarter of a blood, not a quarter of the measurement, right, a quarter of a log of the blood is a kal v'chomer. The end danin kal v'chomer malacha, and therefore we do not learn a kal v'chomer from halacha Moshe Misinai, because since the kal v'chomer is not mefurash, right? That's what he's saying. It's not like it's mefurash from the Torah. It's halacha Moshe Misinai. Or Dilmar maybe revi'it adam is halacha Moshe Misinai. The etzem keseora is a kal v'chomer. The end danin kal v'chomer malacha. According to everybody, you cannot learn a kal v'chomer from a halacha. The question is, which is the halacha and which is the kal v'chomer? Do you say that the halacha is etzem keseora and therefore, right, and danin kal v'chomer malacha, that the revi'it adam is from a kal v'chomer, or do you say the revi'it adam is the halacha Moshe Misinai and the etzem keseora is the kal v'chomer? Yeah, because one more time, what do we say in the Mishnah? We said in the Mishnah, Amar v'Yakiva danti lifnei Rabbi Eliezer, just like an etzem keseora is not metameh adam be'ohel, hanazir is megaleach al magal masao. The revi'it adam, which is metameh be'ohel, shouldn't be kol sheken. So he says, Amali Mazeh Akiva, we don't learn from a kal v'chomer. So then when I went and he said, Yafei Amarta, but there's halacha Moshe Misinai. So therefore, which one was halacha Moshe Misinai and which one was the kal v'chomer? Because we mentioned two different halachot, etzem keseora and revi'it adam. So which one was it? So that's the doubt. So Tashema, we're going to try to bring a proof. Etzem keseora halacha, revi'it adam is a kal v'chomer. So etzem keseora is halacha Moshe Misinai. And the revi'it adam is going to be a kal v'chomer. And then kal v'chomer melacha. We do not learn a kal v'chomer from a halacha. Dran alach kohen gadol. We finished the 7th chapter. Now we're starting the 8th chapter. Perek Shemini. Shnei nezirim. When we have two different nezirim, that they accepted upon themselves nezirut on the same day for 30 days, like stam nezirut. Shamar lahen echad. There's one person comes and tells them, Ra'iti echad mikem shenitma. So imagine you have two people, they both became Nazir on the same day. They were in a party, they were in a group, they both come and say, okay, they're going to become Nazir. Somebody comes and tells them, right, by the way, one of you became a mitamemet, but I don't know which one of you. Yeah, so each one has a safek, if he's a Nazir tameh or Nazir tahor. Now, how do they take off all their hair and they do korbanot, right? If they became only after they become tahor from tumat met, which means that they have to come and do the paraduma the 3rd day, 7th day. So what is halacha? Megalchin. Both of them have to do it at the end, right? Because they cannot do it immediately after the 7 days, because again, each one is a safek. You remember on the safek, you never cut off your hair. Umevi'im korban tuma ve'korban tura. Yeah, you have to bring a korban tuma ve'korban tara. Ve'omer, and one of them says, imani tameh korban tuma sheli ve'korban tara shelcha. Right? V'imani tahor, korban tahora sheli, ve'korban tuma shelcha. Ve'sofrin 30 yom, they count another 30 days. U'mevin korban tahora. And now they bring b'shutafut korban tahora. So one more time, what happened exactly? Two Nazirim, they both accept Nazirut on the exact same day. After a week, 2 weeks, doesn't matter when it is, within the 30 days, right? I come to both of you. Yeah, you're listening. Mm-hmm. I come and I say, one of you for sure is tameh, because I saw one of you pass by that, but I don't remember now which one of you. And you're both thinking, when, where, how? I don't know. So says halacha, 1 second. Usually for tumah, what do you have to do? You cut off your hair, you do the azash, you do the sprinkling 37 day, and then you have to start again. You have to bring korban tumah. Here you can't do that. You're in a safek. We mentioned yesterday, if you remember, that a person that's in a safek nazirut, right? You remember not the safek nazirut. The nazirut was vadai. But safek tumah or safek metzora. You remember that anything which was a safek cannot take out of a vadai. Here you're vadai nazir. Tumah is a safek, so you can't cut off your hair. You can. So what do you have to do? First of all, condition number one, finish the Nazirut. Finish the 30 days. Then you cut off all your hair. And you bring the shutafut. You bring in a partnership with the other Nazir, a korban tum'ah and korban tahara. Now, what exactly are you gaining here? First of all, bringing the shutafut just helps you that you don't have to bring each of you two different korbanot. But now, what does it help you, the shutafut? Very simple. Let's say I'm your shutaf. Yeah, what happens is that we say mimanashach. We both brought a korban tum'ah and tahara. So if I was tameh, the korban tum'ah is for me, tahara is for you. If you were tameh, korban tum'ah is for you, korban tahara for me. And that's how we're yitzei chuvah. But now, 1 second. Technically speaking, we did the korban tum'ah v'tahara, and each one. But 1 second, we didn't get out of the problem that maybe we were safek nazir, safek tameh. So how do we get out of that? So we have to do another 30 days. After the other 30 days, again we cut off our hair, and now in partnership we bring korban tahara, because now mimanav shach we were both tahor for sure. Because if the first time around one of us was tameh, we already cut the hair and we brought the korban tu'ah. So now, for sure, both of us are tahor, and one of them was not even tahor at all. So now we count 30 days. We bring a korban tahara b'shutafut. Now it's only one korban, and it's korban tahara. And he says, if I was the tameh, right, which means that the korban tu'ah was mine. So then, and then the korban tahara was yours, and this is the korban taharati. So this is my korban tahara. And if I was tahor, so the korban tahara that we brought last month was mine. The korban tumah was yours, and this is 100% your korban. And then you don't have to bring 2 korbanot each time, and everything comes out beautiful. Okay, clear? There's the Gemara. Ktani, we learned in the Mishnah, Shne Nazirim Shamar Lehem, right? 2 Nazirim that they told them. Right? One of you became tameh, and I don't know which one. Why? Where do you learn safek tuma b'shuta yachid? You learn it from sota, meaning when a woman that the husband comes and says how's his doubts in her, she becomes asura because she became tmeah. So therefore, just like safek tuma in a kum seter, you're going to be safek tuma in a shuta yachid. You're also going to be tameh, because usually the shuta yachid is a makom seter. So therefore, the Gemara is going to say, Masota boel venivelet, af kol safek tuma b'shut yachid. By the sota, how do we know there was only 2 people? There was only the boel and the nivelet. There was only the one that had relations with her, and her, but she had the relations. Again, this is a doubt. Was it sota? It's not for sure, right? Af kol safek tuma b'shut yachid. So to any type of a safek in a shut yachid is not going to be tameh unless it's going to be dika beitrei, that there's going to be 2 people maximum. Aval hacha, but here, shne nazirim, there's 2 nazirim, vehai dekai gabehon, and this person that is with them, hatlata is 3. Meaning, to do the sotah, we're coming and we're judging on the sotah. We've got the 2 witnesses that come to the Bet HaMikdash, and they say, listen, the husband came and he did kinui. Now he just did stira. Kinui means that he was mekanebi ishto. He was jealous of his wife, and he told her, "You're not allowed to be by yourself with this man." And all of a sudden, the 2 witnesses come, and she had stira. What is stira? She secluded herself with this man. So therefore, there's only 2 people. Here, there's 3 people. There's the 2 nazirim, right, which are like the 2 people. But then you have the person that he came and he said, one of you became tameh, right? And I don't know which one. So it's not considered anymore the shutei yachid. V'havalei, so now it becomes safek tuma b'shuta rabim. The person's. The footnotes, it said that since by the sota, it mentioned the concept of tum'ah, even though it's not tum'ah v'tara. Tum'ah v'tara is things which are pure and not pure. It's true that here it's tum'ah, it's kilu, an impurity from her part that she rebelled against her husband. But the fact that we use the terminology tum'ah, we're learning that any din of safek tum'ah, right, in the shuta yachid is going to be tameh. And they learn that from the sota. Here, the fact that you had this guy by them and he saw the tumah occurring, so therefore it's not sota. For example, I'll give you the example, right? If there was a witness that the wife actually committed adultery, is that considered sota? It's not sota. Sota is that we have a doubt because two people watched them go into a place by themselves. But if there was a third person there present in the room, that's not sotah. That's a different halakha. It was one ed, she committed adultery, and committed adultery for sure, right? Or if she didn't commit adultery, there was just one ed that he was just watching the entire thing, but they didn't actually do anything. But that means the second that there's three people, it's not sotah anymore. So here he's saying the exact same thing. Here you have two Nazirim, and you have the one guy that's there. For this guy to be there, it's automatically not a sotah, because that means he's there, he's present, he's watching. There's three people. So he says, well, second, that there's going to be three people, it's safek tumah b'reshut rabim. And any safek tumah b'reshut rabim, the safek is going to be tahor, because only by the sotah do we say the safek is going to be tahor. But if not, we're going to say that we put them back on their chazakah, cheskatara, and it's going to be tahor. Yeah, that's the question that we're asking. So answers the Gemara, Amar Rabba bar Ravuna, beomer ra'iti tum'ah shenizreka benechem. The person came and he said, no. I saw from far, right, that the tum'ah was between them, meaning that he was in a distance. He wasn't right beside them. And therefore, wherever they are, there was only two people. Just like the sultan, there was only two people. But I saw from far, I was like the witness. I wasn't with them. It wasn't like, though I told you before, where the guy was in the room with the boil and the nivelet, with the sultan, right? Here, the guy was from far. I come and I see, there's a tumah there. They don't realize, right? But one of them came within the daladamot, and one of them was without the daladamot. Yeah? And therefore, that's what you wanted to say before, yeah? So therefore, now it becomes like you were like the ed. So that's why you're still the sotah. Okay?
I thought one ed.
Rashi comes and he says, Daika nami diktani, it's also deduced, you could say, when he said, I don't know which one of you, it's mashma was never known. It's not that it was known and then he forgot. It was never known because the guy wasn't close enough. Shumamina, so that's a proof exactly to what we say. Fine, two dots. So what do we say in the Mishnah? They both have to cut off their hair and then they bring a korban. Why? Dilma loved to know. Maybe be'emet, they weren't tameh at all. And if they weren't tameh at all, each one of them is safek. Maybe he didn't become tamemet. The kavi da kafa. He did a kafa pe'atarosh in this giluach. Right? So now, the Nazir, which is tameh, it's a mitzvah to take off all the hair. So he says, yeah, but he has a mitzvah. Here, it's only safek. So if it's a safek, how does he do, right? How does he do the hakafat harosh, right? So he comes and he says, okay. Question is if the second time around now, one of them was 100% tahor, they just did hakafat harosh. You're not allowed to take off all his hair. If it was a Nazir, it was a mitzvah to take off his hair. If it was Nazir Sheni Tumah, it's also mitzvah, but here no. So Shmuel says the Nazirim that we're talking about, right, is because of Safek Yisur hakafat harosh, we're talking about a woman, two women, or a katan, or a minor. So therefore, the katan or a woman is not obligated in hakafat harosh, which means a woman's allowed to come and shave off her head. Right, well, we spoke about in Tuesday nights, right? Thursday nights. A woman's permitted to come and shave off all her hair. She doesn't have to leave peot. It's only a man that has to leave peot. So therefore, because of that, here, there's no issue. So okay, so she does tiglachat, big deal. No, there's no, you understand? So says the Gemara, Velukma begadol be'akafat harosh lo shma kva. This one, why did you say that we're talking about a katan, right? Maybe we're talking about a gadol, right? And when we're talking about a kafat kol harosh, is not considered a kafat. Meaning, we're not talking about that you only took off the peot. You're talking about all the hair. So if you took off all the hair, maybe that's not called hakafa. Hakafa means lo takifu. You're not allowed to cut here, and then you're not allowed to cut here, and then you left this round, right? That's lo takifu. You're not allowed to go around, right? The hakafa going around. Then you're not. But if you come and you do everything, maybe there's no problem hakafa. So and since the fact that we didn't say that, Shmamina, we learn from here that Shmuel holds. Hakafat kol harosh is called hakafa. Even if you took off all the hair, it's still considered hakafa. Morzutra matin lalashmaita the Shmuel seifa. Morzutra, he came and he taught this bright on the seifa. Nazir sheyat tameh besafek umuchla besafek. A Nazir that he was a tameh besafek, which means that we have a doubt whether he was safek im tameh met or not. And also he touched sarat, and because of that he's safek mitzura muchlat. You remember he could only eat the kodshim after 60 days. but he has to do 4 tiglachot, right? So 1 second, ask the Gemara the same thing. He's doing a kafa. You remember this was yesterday's case. You remember that he became a Nazir? He was a Nazir Vadai, but he became Safek Tumamet and Safek Metzorah. So therefore he has to only eat kochim after 60 days, but he could only drink wine and be metamim after 120 days. And here he has to do 4 tiglachot, 4 haircuts, right? Because on each one of the Safek. So he says, 1 second, here also you're doing a kafa. So Amar Shmuel answers the same answer. We're talking about a woman or a katan. So Ravuna says, do you know 1 second? But says Ravuna, what does it help me now to say a katan? If you come and you give a haircut to a katan and you took off his piot, you're going to be chayav malkut. Because lo takifu pe'at roshechem includes a katan. Meaning you're the gadol. You come and you took it off, that's also going to be a problem. So Elmaleh Ravada barava Ravuna v'didach mamegach. So 1 second, and your young children, who does it? Right? Who's the one that does it? For sure, right? There's no isur of a kafat rosh of a katan, not like what you just said. Elmaleh, he says, chova. He said that was the name of his wife. He says, who's the one that gives the haircut to my children? My wife. So that's why there's no problem. Because my wife is the one that gives the haircuts, not me. So if my wife is doing it, the wife, she has no isur in taking the hair off of the peah. So too over here. So he says, so he went and he said, what? There's no chovah that she's going to bury her children, meaning that she's going to get punished for it. So says the Gemara, Kulu Shane, the Ravada Barava, all the years of Ravada Barava, Lo Yikaim Lezera, the Ravuna. There was no children for Ravuna, right? Because the children of Chovah were all dying. Because since he went and he said, Tikbirinu Chovah Lebanea, that she's going to bury her children, so therefore what happened? As long as he was alive, every child that she had to bury her child. It was like a curse. The fact that he went and he said in such a powerful way, he went and he said, what? She's not chosheshet, that because of that she's going to be punished? So what? She's not burying her children? Right? That's a powerful statement, no? Here it says that for sure the kavanah of Ravada Barava was not to be mekalel Ravuna, right? And he just said it like, like a very powerful thing, like, to do teshuvah. But still, it was like that the second that you open up your mouth, never open up your mouth to the Satan, because all of a sudden it comes and becomes problematic. Okay?
When he said that he has to shave.
So let's see, between both of them, whether it's Rav Huna or Ravada Barava, both of them hold hakafa kol rosh hakafa. That hakafat of the entire head is called hakafa. But if you're going to tell me that if you take off all the hair, it's not considered hakafa, so then there's no problem here. So what's the machloka between them? Ravuna holds you're not supposed to do a kafat peat roshechem, right? That means you're not allowed to take off your peot, and you're not allowed to destroy your beard. Anything which is isur of ashchata has a kafa, right? That means if you could destroy your beard, you have a isur of a kafa, right? And he says, but women, they don't have ashchata, they don't have beards. So since they don't have the love of taking off their beard, they don't have the isur of taking off the peot. Ravada Barava holds the isur is on the makif or the nikaf, whether it's the one that's doing the action or receiving the action. There's a kesh, there's juxtaposition, proximity between the makif and nikaf. If the nikaf was going to be chayav, so the makif is also going to be chayav. By katan, this child, since a child is never punished, so makif nami no mechayav, so the makif is not going to be chayav. So says the Gemara, why don't we just say that this entire concept of shaving off all the hair on the head is a machlok? What does it mean, Rosho? Since it says in the pasuk, I would have thought, I would have thought say that a mitzvah is also going to be the same halacha. That what? That a mitzvah is going to be a sur be'akafa peot rosh, and he's only going to take off the rest of his hair. Rosho comes teach you Rosho that he has to take off everything. And then another writer taught Rosho since it says by Nazir, tar lo yavor Rosho, you're not allowed to come and take off your hair with a tar. So I would thought that also Nazir mitzvah is the same halacha. So isn't that machlok tanaim? And then obviously we're going to go back and forth with a yes or no. A wonderful day.